Alright, so this video is going to cover the design and the machining process, covering the specific techniques we used to machine the heat breaks for our 500 degree C hot end. Alright, so this is our parametric model. As you can see, on one end is some M8 by 1.25 millimeter pitch threads, and this end screws into the heater block. The other end is turned down to 0.236 inches, and that end is meant to slide into the cooling interface. And right down the middle of it is a hole that we're going to drill in there to allow the filament to slide through this heat break and into the heater block. Alright, so this is the dimensional drawing for our heater break, and it calls out all the features for us, and it's going to be basically our instruction manual to machine the heat breaks. Alright, so this is the stock we're going to be using for our heat break, and as you can see, it's nothing more than M8 threaded rod. It's 818 stainless steel, and I screwed some nuts on there on one end and I locked them together, and I did this to protect the threads when I chuck them into my lathe, and that way they're not damaged and we can screw them easily into the heater block. So basically what I did was just chucked it into the lathe and then started the machining process, and we're going to be machining the hole down the center of the threaded rod first. Alright, here we go. We're going to put the threaded rod into the chuck of the lathe, tighten it up, and this will allow us not to damage the threads. Alright, right here all I'm doing is facing the end of the threaded rod so it's square and even when I start to drill. Alright, I'm just going to center drill the end of the threaded rod so my drill bit has a place to start. Alright, I was just checking out the drawing, making sure I have the right drill bit to start drilling the center hole. Alright, right here all I'm doing is brushing on cutting fluid onto my drill bit and clearing the chips off of the drill bit. Alright, that side drilling is completed. The heat break is actually longer than the drill bit I'm using to put the hole in the center, so I have to flip it around and drill from the other side in to make sure the hole goes completely through. So that's what I'm doing now, and I'm just going to face this end also, and that gives me a good surface to center drill and drill. Okay, here we are. We're going to center drill the other side. in preparation for the drill. Alright, here we go. We're going to start the drill, and we're only going to drill until we break through. It's really important to peck drill while you're doing this. If your chips get stuck in the drill bit and inside the heat break, it'll snap your drill bit off. So it's important to back the drill out every so often. Clear the chips and apply more cutting fluid and then put it back in. Alright, here we go. We're going to be turning down the outside diameter of that threaded rod to match the drawing, which is 0.236 inches in diameter. Adding a little cutting fluid here. Alright, so I basically have the nuts screwed on the end of that threaded rod at the exact right dimension from the end, so that I can just turn all the way down to the first nut, and that sets my distance. Alright, we're going to be taking our final measurement, and this is the two finished heat breaks for our hot end.